must be a lot harder for gay guys to actually be friends, because it seems that the way
Probably why we have more straight friends than gay friends.
right, that makes a lot of sense. You know, I think that that the gays in particular, and from what knowing you, is that they are very much more promiscuous. You know, there.
Thank you very much.
Well, I think that you're dealing with guys that have testosterone, so they're like, you know, revved up jackrabbits with the baby batter in the brain, and they basically just will hump anything.
Okay, to all the guys out there, I am pure and innocent. Don't listen to a damn thing you say. It's not helping anything. Once you get back to the men and women part, forget I said anything.
Yes, can I be in charge for a while? This is my show. Yeah. Okay. You know, and I think this is interesting because, you know, this is a great subject. It's a controversial subject. And I know I started to tell my story, folks, about my friend, my past experience, my only experience with that, because I don't believe in it. I really fucking don't. And excuse me, but what I can say, going back to my experience, this girl, we had made a conscious effort. You know, I think that she was attracted to me more than I was attracted to her. Now, I never threw that in her face, and I just chose to address the fact that with her, we seemed to meet this complete medium where we both looked at each other and said, you know, we've really opened ourselves up to each other as people, and we're comfortable. If we decided to engage in any sexual activity or try to going out after the period of time that we knew each other, we thought that it would be something that would be completely damaging to what we already had. I think that maybe for us it was a cover-up in some respects. And what ended up happening is that I was in my life doing things that normal people don't do, such as the gigolo thing, and she became jealous and started to look at me as a horrible person for it. And you know what? I'm not going to sit here, I'm not on this show to tell you whether or not it's a good thing or not. I think that she just had her own issues because she really, really liked me, you know. I'm going to leave this topic up for grabs here for any callers that would like to call in, and please call back and call in and address this topic, because it is a really good one. I think a lot of people have something to say about this. Now, one of the things that I told you earlier in the show, going back to our review in the beginning, I told you that tonight we were going to do a tribute to a classic movie from the archives, a movie for the soul. Now, Caddyshack has always been one of my personal favorites, and I know a lot of people out there like him. I mean, I have been in a bathroom here one time, and I said a line because I was a little under the influence, and I said a line out loud from Caddyshack, and I heard three other guys in three different stalls all pour out a line from Caddyshack. So I figure there's a lot of people that really, really like this show. This movie, excuse me. Show is what Dobby calls it, because he's from Bumblefuck, somewhere in the Bible Belt. But this movie in general, this was from 1980. I mean, this was a comedy classic. It had actors such as Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Rodney Dangerfield, Ted Knight. You all remember Michael O'Keefe. He went on to be on Roseanne as the shitty father with Roseanne's sister there. Ted Knight was the judge. Rodney Dangerfield was the comedian. The guy, he was the big name rich guy, Al Cervic, who came in boasting about how much money he had because he had a construction site across the golf course. Bill Murray and Chevy Chase. Now, all these guys were young actors. A lot of people didn't know that Chevy Chase and Bill Murray actually had a feud going on when this movie was made. And the scenes that they did together in that movie were probably the best ones. Pound for pound, they were just unbelievable. Chevy Chase came from... He was the big dispute they had. Let me address that first. The big dispute they had was on Caddyshack. That they had on Caddyshack was because of Saturday Night Live. What happened is that Bill Murray was on Saturday Night Live, I believe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I may be wrong about this, but Bill Murray was on Saturday Night Live, and Chevy Chase came on and stole his spot. So there was this competitive thing, and both of them came from different comedy backgrounds. I'm not quite sure of Chevy Chase's. I know Bill Murray was a Second City. He was in the Second City comedy troupe that tours the country and stuff like that. That's where he got all his skills, and it's all about improvisation. Now, talking about improvisation, that movie, if you listen to the commentary and you watch that movie, a lot of people also don't know that the writers and the director was Harold Ramis, and the writers was Doug Kenny and Brian Doyle Murray. And Harold Ramis talks about how funny it was because they had to come up with this script about the movie, and they ended up really deleting a lot of the lines out of the script because what happened is that the actors that were in the movie were extremely talented in improvisation, and Chevy Chase and Bill Murray especially, improv'd almost all his lines. That movie was almost 3/4 or more improv'd, which is unbelievable because improvisation is one of the hardest things in comedy. If you do see it, it's very, very hard. There are some comedians that go up there and they improv almost everything they do. I know Dave Chappelle did, and I'm pretty sure Red Fox did, and now, what's interesting is that the Chevy Chase and Bill Murray were from Saturday Night Live. Rodney Dangerfield was the only big name comedian in that movie. Okay, folks, and Rodney Dangerfield actually needed every single line with every period, every T cross, and every I dotted. He actually needed every single line written in script, and he had to memorize all of it because he was so worried about screwing up. And now, if you know anything about Rodney Dangerfield, God bless him, because he's passed away too, he had a lot of anxiety as a person. I mean, this guy died with some more anxiety than any of us ever knew about. I mean, he was a raging pothead because of it, which I know from my own experiences when I was younger, it really increased my anxiety on a lot of things. It can make you paranoid. Some people, it's different strokes for different folks. But Rodney Dangerfield used to be a raging pothead, and because of how he was with being in the limelight and being in certain things. That's why you didn't see him do a lot of movies in his prime time. He did some, but because he wasn't really an actor. He was just a comedian. He was a stage comedian. And it's interesting how somebody as talented as he was on stage needed to go in a movie and basically have his hand held the entire time. But it really is. I want you to listen to the sound clip. I put together a bunch of a bunch of clips from the movie that are just great, vintage, priceless clips. This, like I said, this was a side-splitting comedy. It's a ritzy upscale golf club, about a ritzy upscale golf club in the Midwest, when there's nothing else to do, and the comedians in this film were at the top of their games. I hope you have as much fun listening to this collage of clips as I did putting them together. Check this out.